Once again, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the fourth week of our free BRCGS certification familiarization training. I'm Jezreel from the Customer Success Team at Consultare Inc. Group. Last week, we covered the objectives for food safety and quality as required under BRCGS Clause 1.1.3 within senior management commitment and continual improvement. This week, we will focus on management review as outlined in BRCGS Food Safety Clause 1.1.4. This requirement emphasizes that senior management takes an active, structured, and accountable role in evaluating the site's overall food safety and quality performance, ensuring that all key aspects, such as audit outcomes, customer feedback, incidents, and objectives, are reviewed systematically. It highlights the importance of data driven decision making, proactive identification of areas for improvement, and commitment for continual enhancement of the food safety management system. Understanding and implementing this requirement will help organizations maintain compliance with the BRCGS standard, strengthen their food safety and quality culture, and foster continuous improvement across all operations. It also ensures that management decisions are based on comprehensive performance insights, enabling timely allocation of resources, prevention of recurring issues, and sustained customer confidence. By the way, this training session is sponsored by Consultare Inc. Group, a compliance company. Founded in 2007, we began by assisting businesses with U.S. import and export compliance and have since evolved into global provider of food safety, quality, and certification support. Today, our services revolve around compliance management software, specialized training, and end-to-end support services that help organizations achieve and maintain compliance with international standards. Through our platform, interlinkiq.com, we offer an integrated compliance management system that streamlines documentation, monitoring, and audit readiness. We also provide dedicated compliance and certification support programs for FSVP, PCQI, SQF, BRCGS, FSSC 22000, ISO 9001, GMP, and HACCP, helping businesses strengthen the regulatory compliance, enhance operational efficiency, and ensure alignment with global food safety and quality management standards. Let's take a look at our training schedule. For this week, we will focus on the management review as outlined in BRCGS Clause 1.1.4. Gaining a clear understanding of this requirement is essential to achieving and sustaining your BRCGS certification goals. In today's session, we will begin by familiarizing ourselves with the BRCGS Clause 1.1.4 Management Review. We'll start with a clear description of the requirements, followed by a walkthrough of the compliance action activities, and we will also discuss the importance of the annual review and internal audit activities to verify the effectiveness of the program and maintain continuous improvement. After that, we will open the floor for a Q&A session, giving you the opportunity to clarify requirements and ask questions related to implementation. During the session, if you have questions, you can type it in the chat box so we can address that at the end of the meeting or the training, or we can send you a documented response for your concerns. And as part of this training, you can access a free 90-day trial of our BRCGS certification management software. This tool helps streamline compliance tasks, assign accountability, and keep audit-ready records. It's also a great way to prepare for BRCGS certification, as many participants use it to get familiar with the standards and practice spotting compliance gaps before an official audit. And finally, upon completion of this training, each participant will receive a familiarization training certificate. To ensure that you receive your certificate, please make sure that you have filled up the free certification familiarization training sign up form that we shared in the chat box. On the screen, you will see a sample of the familiarization certificate that you will receive upon completing each session. With that, let's move forward to our training session where we will be working directly with the BRCGS Compliance Management System software. So let's start by going over the description of requirements of the BRCGS 1.1.4 Management Review. Please take a look at the description and the screen. It says management review meetings attended by senior management shall be conducted as at planned intervals annually at minimum to review site performance against the standards and objectives. Reviews shall evaluate the following: progress on previous management review action plans and timeframes, results of internal, second party, and third party audits, unmet objectives and root causes, customer complaints and feedback, incidents such as recalls, withdrawals, corrective actions, nonconformities, or out of specification results, effectiveness of HACCP, food defense, authenticity, and food safety and quality culture plan, and resource requirements. Records shall be documented with revised objectives set to encourage continual improvement. Decisions and actions shall be communicated to relevant staff and implemented within agreed timescales. So you may update or edit this description as needed, for example, to reflect revisions when new BRCGS editions will be released in the future. Now, to implement this requirement, the action items are outlined in the Compliance tab. So this section will help food safety and quality team leader, as well as the site technical and quality manager, to organize tasks according to frequency, whether they are performed daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or semi-annually. So here are some examples of your compliance action items. For your daily activities, this include monitoring daily performance indicators like nonconformities, customer complaints, and process deviations, record and communicate any significant incidents of management, and verify that corrective actions for recent issues are being implemented promptly. Now, for your weekly activities, this might include reviewing open corrective and preventive action items from audits, complaints, or previous reviews, update internal performance summary for management visibility, and verify if any new trends or issues need escalation to management. Now, for your quarterly activities, this might include conducting a quarterly performance review with department heads, perform trend analysis on customer complaints, internal audits, nonconformities, and out of spec results, review progress of previous management review action plans, evaluate HACCP verification, food defense, authenticity, and culture plan results, gather input data and updates from all departments for upcoming management review, and conduct a follow-up meeting to review outstanding management review actions. For your biannual or semi-annual activities, this might include scheduling and conducting formal management review meeting at least annually, document meeting minutes, agreed actions, and assigned responsibilities with timelines, update and approve measurable objectives and KPIs for the next period, conduct post-review verification of action implementation and closeout, and maintain a management review file for audit readiness. So these are basically your checklist of compliance activities that you need to perform to comply with the management review requirements. You can either add your own compliance action activities, or we can preload all required activities for you to perform. Now, to complete these activities, we provided corresponding work instructions and compliance activities in the instruction and evidence section, along with the required artifacts or records to document completion. For example, to complete the action item which states that verify that the corrective actions for recent issues are being implemented promptly, let's take a look at the work instruction on how to fully perform this specific activity. First is to verify timely implementation of corrective action. This involves confirming that corrective actions raised from nonconformities, deviations, or incidents are implemented within defined timeframes and according to the site's corrective action procedure. So the artifacts and records that need to be completed here are the CAR or the corrective action request or the CAPA forms, action tracking lags with target and completion dates, department follow-up reports or progress summaries, and verification records showing timely closure. Next step is to check accountability and follow-up monitoring. You need to ensure that responsibilities for each corrective action are clearly assigned and that progress is monitored through regular reviews or internal meetings until all actions are completed. So the artifacts and records involved here are responsibility assignment matrices or task list, follow-up meeting minutes or review notes, CAPA tracking spreadsheets or dashboards, and email communication or reminders on pending action. The next step is to confirm verification of implementation and effectiveness. So you need to verify that corrective actions are not only completed promptly, but also checked for effectiveness to ensure that the root cause has been adequately addressed and the issue does not recur. So the artifacts or records involved in this step are effectiveness verification reports or closure evidence, internal audit or inspection report confirming resolution, trend analysis showing improvement post correction, or management review minutes discussing closure and results. So this is just a guide for you to perform the specific action item and complete the status from no to yes. Now to complete this specific action item, you need to present or provide supporting evidence in the form of record, artifact, image, or checklist as proof of compliance. So for this specific action item, verify that corrective action for recent issues are being implemented promptly. One example of proof of compliance is the corrective action verification. So let's take a look at the sample document here. Management review record corrective action verification. So this record shows that senior management is actively monitoring and verifying the prompt implementation of corrective actions. So it demonstrates compliance with BRCGS 1.1.4 because it provides evidence of timely follow-up and effectiveness check. For example, one of the non-conformance happened at the metal detector when it failed. The metal detector failed verification test on line 3. So the root cause is a sensor misalignment due to vibration, and the responsible person is also indicated here. So this was corrected, as you can see here in the corrective action implementation status. This was corrected by recalibrating and securing the metal detector and implement vibration isolation. It was corrected and verified within 1 week. So the nonconformance happened on September 10. The corrective action, I mean, was conducted on September 19. So this was corrected in a span of 1 week with calibration and vibration isolation completed ahead of the target schedule, which is September 20. So the documented review confirms that all actions were closed on time, verified for effectiveness, and were discussed at the management review meeting, as you can see here in the details of the meeting and the attendees of the management review meeting. So this reflects a strong commitment to continual improvement and proactive food safety management. So this is just one of the examples of the compliance evidence that you can provide to comply or to complete a specific action item. Your goal is to complete all the compliance action items and provide proof of compliance to turn every no into yes and ensure audit readiness. So these documents can also be retrieved and presented during an actual audit as proof of compliance. Once again, these are just simply examples of compliance best practices that you can adopt in your facility. You may also customize or develop your own action items tailored to your specific processes. Now let's go over to the annual review tab, which also serve as your internal audit checklist. This was presented in the form of questionnaire aligned with the BRCGS standards, particularly the management review requirement. Let's consider some of the assessment questions here for the management review requirement. First, has a formal management review meeting been conducted within the past 12 months? Was the management review meeting scheduled at a planned interval and documented in the site's management system calendar? Did senior management, like the site director, QA manager, production head, maintenance, or HR, attend the meeting? Were all relevant departments represented during the review, like the quality, production, engineering departments, and others? Was an agenda prepared and circulated prior to the review meeting? Are attendance records or sign-in sheets available and filed? Were previous management review action plans and progress updates presented and discussed? Were internal audit results reviewed and evaluated? Were second party, in this case, the customer, and third party or the certification body audit results reviewed? Were unmet objectives identified and discussed, including their root causes? Were customer complaints and feedback trends reviewed and analyzed? Were new or revised objectives and KPIs set based on performance results and trends? Were specific actions agreed upon to address any identified gaps or performance issues? Were responsibilities and deadlines assigned for each action item? Were decisions and actions communicated to relevant staff members? Is there evidence that actions agreed during the review have been implemented and verified? Are minutes of the management review meeting available, signed, and dated? Are all supporting data and reports, such as audit results, complaint trends, or KPI summaries, filed with the meeting record? Are previous management review records maintained for reference and trend analysis? Are communication records such as emails, memos, or meeting notes showing dissemination of decisions available? And is the management review file organized and readily available for audit purposes? So then again, these are examples of the assessment or annual review questions that you can use in your internal audit or your gap assessment um, procedure. So let's take one annual review item as an example and see how we can demonstrate compliance. For example, let's consider the question here. Were all relevant departments represented during the review? So the work instruction is available here. First, you need to verify that departmental representation in management review attendance. So this is done by confirming that all relevant departments impacting food safety and quality, such as the QA, production, engineering or maintenance, warehouse, purchasing, HR, sanitation, and logistics, were represented in the management review. So you need to have the attendance sheet or sign-in record showing department affiliation, meeting invitation list identifying department representatives, approved organizational chart showing department or departmental heads, and management review presentation pack containing departmental records. Next step is to check submission of departmental performance inputs. So you need to ensure that each department provided performance updates and data relevant to the management review, like KPI trends, audit results, deviations, maintenance performance, or training summaries. And then next step is to confirm active participation and discussion of departmental issues. You need to verify that departmental representatives actively participated during the meeting by presenting updates, contributing to discussions, and addressing issues of or improvement opportunities. So the artifacts or records are the meeting minutes, noting discussion points from each department, presentation slides or summary dashboards, attendance confirmation with department initials or roles, and follow-up action tracker assigning responsibilities per department. The next step is to ensure that departmental representation records are controlled and retained. So this can be done by confirming that documentation proving cross-functional representation is controlled, approved, and retained for audit and verification purposes. So your artifacts and records here can be in the form of controlled attendance log or sign-in sheet, either physical or digital, controlled version of meeting minutes with attendees listed, document control index or archive record, and internal audit or management system review confirming representation. So now let's consider an evidence of compliance to complete this annual review assessment question. So in this case, we've uploaded the annual management review, the meeting conducted annually. So as you can see, this record shows that the site has conducted the annual management review. It demonstrates that all relevant departments as well were represented during the annual management review. So you have here from the quality assurance team, the production, maintenance, operations, as well as the food safety coordinators. So the departments were fully represented, and the meeting minutes reference are also in place. So the summary of the meeting minutes are recorded here, as well as the summary of, or I mean the reference for the attendance sheet is also stated here and indicated here. And it was verified by the food safety coordinator. So it provides a documented evidence that the annual management review meeting was conducted, and um, th- it demonstrates effective senior management involvement since the department heads represent or were fully represented during the annual management review. So this is enough to complete this specific assessment question or annual review item. So again, your goal is to complete all the no and turn it into yes by providing evidence of compliance. As you change the status from no to yes, the annual review percentage here will also increase, and your goal is to achieve 100% compliance. So this simple functionality will help you measure compliance progress and prepare your facility for both internal audit or external BRCGS certification audit. We invite you to join our other free certification familiarization training held every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Central Time. Topics to be discussed include FSSC 22000 certification, SQF certification, FDA Food Code, Foreign Supplier Verification Program or FSVP compliance, and 21 CFR Parts 117 and 111 compliance or CGMP for human food and dietary supplement. You may also schedule a one-on-one BRCGS coaching session for personalized guidance on implementing and maintaining compliance with your site's BRCGS requirements. This concludes our training session on BRCGS 1.1.4 Management Review. Your training certificates will be sent to your email, to your corresponding email addresses. We also invite you to join us again next week as we discuss our next topic, communication meetings. For those who haven't yet completed the free certification familiarization sign up form, please, we encourage you to do so and indicate your interest in receiving a 90-day free BRCGS certification management software. So this software provides access to the compliance dashboard, training management tools, customer and supplier requirements management, and digitized forms, ideal for those transitioning from a paper-based to a paperless system. If you have any questions, clarifications, or feedback regarding today's training, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at hello@consultareinc.com. Thank you so much for your participation, and we wish you a pleasant day ahead.